Tonight more than ever, I think the word that you can use to classify Monday Night Raw for the date of June 4th, 2018 is a circus. This show comes across as an absolute goddamn circus, and I just do not understand the depths of awful that this show can continue to explore. I mean, this show, you want to call this show consistent? You can have yourself some fun calling this show consistent because, yeah, it's consistently awful. Holy shit. What the hell did we just watch here tonight? What the hell did we just spend all this time looking at here tonight? 3 hours and 10 minutes of Monday Night Raw here tonight, and nothing that happened of this show can I tell you was of any esteem. This entire show was absolute rubbish, filled with illogical booking decision, filled with absolutely clownery decisions, and filled with ridiculousness, bottom of the barrel garbage that you would not want to witness if somebody had a gun to your head. That's how terrible this show was here tonight. We started off the show with Elias and Seth Rollins. Alright, this is a feud I'm interested in. This is a feud that can have a very great build. Seth Rollins has been fantastic as Intercontinental Champion. Elias has been fantastic in his role. But what do? You have Elias play the beatdown on Seth Rollins, and of course, they pull in the Roman Reigns card. They want to have Roman Reigns get that babyface reaction because he's coming out and saving the person that people really want to see, Seth Rollins. So right there, you start off with pandering and just throwing in your political corporate agenda and your petty excuses and your petty crutches that you use to get Roman Reigns over. So clearly that's not going to sit well with me. So what do you do from here to make the show better? Well, WWE has Jinder Mahal come out, which already is a terrible sight at that. And you have Kurt Angle come out and make a tag team matchup between Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Elias, and Jinder Mahal. Are you goddamn kidding me with that booking decision? Are you kidding me? So we're going to spend the first 40 minutes of Raw on this garbage. Holy crap. From there on out, you already knew. That this show was going to be garbage. And then you follow that up with Baron Corbin being declared the Constable of Monday Night Raw. And then you wonder why I call this show a circus. You have a 6-woman tag at the 10 o'clock hour, a tag team battle royal filled with jobbers, and 1-star Drew McIntyre, where the star gets eliminated first, of course. And I mean, this show, you can already tell, was an abomination here tonight, to say the least. You have got to be kidding me with the current state of the WWE product, and this is a direct result of WWE not caring about what they put on their televisions, not caring about the fan feedback. And that is the issue, not just in the wrestling world, but in any business world. When a business is monopolized, you start to see the consumer being shafted, and it does not benefit the consumer. Competition in the business environment benefits the consumer, and that's why the video game industry is flourishing right now, because you see companies like Microsoft doing and making effective moves trying to win the console war against the PlayStation 4. And I know this is off topic, but this is a perfect example, because right now you see stagnation in the wrestling product that we see each and every single week on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live. Not so much on SmackDown Live, because SmackDown Live has an effective roster, but you still see the stagnation in the same formula that is being used each and every single week. Here tonight, you saw that tag team matchup between Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Jinder Mahal, and Elias, and it's like you're just copying and pasting from the last week, because wasn't it just like 2 weeks ago that it was Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins versus, well, Jinder Mahal and Kevin Owens? Pretty much the same names, but you replaced one. How many goddamn weeks have we seen a 6-woman tag on Monday Night Raw as well? We saw one again here tonight. How many times have we seen the similar type of segments between Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax? How many times have we seen these segments that are leading nowhere between Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax? How many times can we see these segments which make no sense between Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax? 1 week or 2 weeks, you want to portray her as a heel. Now Nia Jax came out here tonight trying to sympathize for Natalia's injury. Where does that make any sense? And that just continues to show you the stagnation and the lack of care. Another example of this, and this was not brought up by me, this was the internet, and this quickly spread because WWE, they're trying to center this feud around the armbar. And can Ronda Rousey lock in the armbar on Nia Jax? Well, clearly it's either they're lacking the brain power to realize, or they just think their audience is that stupid. WWE insulting, straight up insults to the brain intelligence of the fans, because Nia Jax just a couple months earlier was tapping out to Asuka's armbar. Now you mean to tell me Ronda Rousey, this badass UFC competitor, is going to have trouble locking Nia into the armbar when she was tapping to Asuka's armbar in multiple matches just earlier this year, not even 6 months ago? Are you kidding me with that one? Yet WWE expects us to believe in what they're telling us in this feud. 1 week Nia is a heel, 1 week Nia is a babyface. And that brings me back to the example of the video game industry and how it benefits the consumer. Microsoft right now, they're losing this console war and they're being competitive. The Xbox One X is much more powerful, and you can actually see the substantial differences between the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro, because Microsoft is trying to be competitive. They're trying to make these smart decisions that is going to get them to, at the end of the day, be able to compete with Sony because of the PlayStation 4's immense success. And what you see here is the stagnation from Sony. Sony raising the price of PlayStation Plus, realistically not giving you the PlayStation Plus games each and every single month that you actually want to see. They're giving you these shitty games that no one wants to play. The just multiple things that they have done has shown that they're really not willing to give back to the consumer, because now they're in a position where, well, they can say, you know what, we're doing well, screw it, they're going to buy our crap anyways. So Sony's kind of sitting back. Even though I own a PS4, I mean, Sony's kind of the one sitting back right now and just saying, well, let's let the cards play out. And they're kind of in the position of WWE where they're not benefiting their consumer as much. But if you're a Microsoft fan right now, they are pandering to the consumer. They are benefiting to the consumer, because right now they're trying to climb up to the top, and that's where competition goes, because you're smartly pricing all this stuff as well. So the consumer gets benefited, because Sony's going to make their console $300 and Microsoft's going to try to compete, and they're going to make their console $250 for the holiday. And that benefits the consumer, where right now WWE, they have no competition, and we're in the Attitude Era. WCW, well, they had 12 pay-per-views a year, and now WWE, we're only under the model of 4 or 6 pay-per-views a year. You know what? We're going to step up our game. We're going to give the consumer more content. We're going to give them 12 pay-per-views a year. WWE, they had the mentality back when they were competing with WCW. Oh crap, we don't have a top star right now. We're not giving the fans the edgy content that they want. That's going to make them tune into WCW. You know what? We're going to take risks. We're going to put somebody out there like Stone Cold Steve Austin trying to do anything we can. We're going to let him be edgy, and we're going to let him pander to what the crowd wants to see instead of just doing whatever the hell they want. And you see the difference between a WWE with competition and a WWE without. And especially now that they are financially successful with these TV deals, no matter what the crowd attendance is, no matter what the ratings are, I mean, it's just affecting the product more than ever, and you see the lack of care in every single thing, and that's why the ratings are worse than they've ever been, because WWE's lack of care is leading to the fans' lack of care, and it's clear in their television product each and every single week. And it's the sad things for us people who are going to stick to this wrestling product until it gets better, if at this point it even ever gets better. The only thing, or the only cling of hope that I'm hanging on to is NXT each and every single week, because there you see passion, there you see drive, there you see motivation. Where on Monday Night Raw, all you see is political agenda garbage, and everybody is absolutely sick and tired of it. You see the Ronda Rouseys being pushed to the top. You see the Roman Reigns being pushed to the top, because that's WWE's political agenda, and nobody wants to see it. Nobody's interested in that, and WWE just continues to push it down our throats, despite that being the opposite of what we want. So, I mean, it's in a very, very difficult state is the WWE product, and I quite frankly do not know what the hell is going to go on as the months go on, but all I know is that Monday Night Raw is in one of the worst states, if not the worst state that it's ever been, and I can safely say right now that Monday Night Raw is the worst show on television in its current state, no doubt about that. For now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go straight into the Raw review. I just want to give you guys a little intro here. This is the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. This is Joel Perez. And, of course, you're watching your Monday Night Raw review for the date of June 4th, 2018. We were live from Houston, Texas here tonight. And I'm telling you, this was a casual crowd. A casual crowd here tonight. They were dead for a lot of the show, and of course this was one of those types of crowd that would only react when their Roman Reigns came out here. So I mean, that's the type of show it was here tonight. The crowd did not help this show whatsoever, making this an even worse show than it already was from the looks of what we were seeing on our televisions here tonight. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you do enjoy what you're hearing here, I just want to tell you guys to make sure to go check out all the other content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, because there is so much other content to go check out. Monday Night Raw and Smackdown reviews each and every single week, though those of which were uploaded last week on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Make sure to go check it out. We were talking on Monday Night Raw a lot in the same vein. We didn't go quite on that rant that I kind of stumbled into right there, but we were talking about Monday Night Raw in the same vein of it being awful last week. I believe that, yeah, that was the Memorial Day edition of Monday Night Raw. Make sure to go check it out, as well as the Smackdown Live review. You saw a triple threat on there between Daniel Bryan, Big Cass, and Samoa Joe. Smackdown Live has been pretty decent as of late. At least there is that. But of course, I also want to very much push for you guys to go check out a video that I uploaded in place of Behind the Mic over the weekend, and that is how I would book Smackdown Live going into these summer months, specifically going into SummerSlam. The Monday Night Raw version of that, I already have it recorded, and I actually wanted to upload it this morning, but it completely slipped my mind as I was heading out of the house. So I'm guessing I will be able to upload that tomorrow morning. If not, it will definitely be uploaded tomorrow. Production on that is completely finished. I have it all together. I just got to put it up, and it's just going to be a matter of what the upload times are for that, because this Time Warner Cable Internet, I'm telling you, is doing me no favors. I'm trying to get back to Verizon, but it's going to take a little bit. But that is besides the point. make sure to go check out all the other content. Make sure to support that content, and one of the best ways you can support that content is to like this video if you enjoy what you're hearing here. Dislike if you don't. I love to hear the feedback, and speaking of feedback, make sure to comment down in the comment section below if you do enjoy what you are hearing here. Make sure to tell me everything that you're thinking going into the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. What do you think? Who do you think is going to win Money in the Bank? Did you like Monday Night Raw here tonight? Did you hate Monday Night Raw here tonight? Did you think it was like a circus like I did? Leave it all in the comment section below. What do you think about the ridiculous events going on between Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn, Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax, Roman Reigns and Jinder Mahal? Leave it all down in the comment section below. And of course, the main thing I want to tell you guys is to subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to get all this content straight to your subscription box. Everything regarding the WWE covered here passionately on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel by a wrestling fan who sincerely cares about everything going on in that product, because I'm somebody who wants to do this in the future as well, and I'm very passionate about everything I'm watching. I'm loving coming on here each and every single week and giving you my honest opinion about what I see. So hopefully you guys can support me in that endeavor, and of course make sure to hit that subscribe button and of course that notification bell to get notified every single video, every single time that I upload straight to your mobile devices. So make sure to do all of that, because for now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go straight into your Monday Night Raw review. And as I mentioned earlier on, Monday Night Raw started off here tonight with Elias, and this actually made me start off pretty much in an upbeat, because I love Elias. Elias is absolutely fantastic at what he does, and they were going to address, or they were trying to address, what was going on between Elias and Seth Rollins, which is something that I suspected was going to be a very good feud. But of course, you can leave it to WWE to ruin that and make this involve Roman Reigns and of course Jinder Mahal. They soured that feud into this, completely ruining whatever events we were going to see between Seth Rollins and Elias here tonight that could have led to something great. And I mean, it was ridiculous in and of itself either way here, because WWE had Seth Rollins and Elias kind of standing off in the middle of the ring, with Elias with his guitar and Rollins with the chair, which was a pretty ridiculous sight if you really look at it. If you're watching wrestling with your friend and they look at this, they're going to be like, what the hell am I watching here? Like, is this really the best you can do between Elias and Seth Rollins? Really? Really, WWE? Leave it to them to create a visual like that. Either way, I'm not going to play this segment for you guys because nothing substantial of note happened here. Elias was in the ring and JoJo introduced him like always. Elias played a little on the guitar and addresses the WWE Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins, saying, "We will all walk with Elias." After he wins the title from Rollins at Money in the Bank, Elias talks about how he left Rollins laying on Raw last week with the guitar shot, but he was just as hurt because he had to destroy one of his favorite guitars, which was a nice line there. Elias shows us a replay multiple times of the big shot on the screen and plays a song while it airs, mocking Rollins and the NBA's Houston Rockets. Fans, of course, booed at that. The music interrupts, and out came Rollins to a big pop. Rollins makes his way out slowly, selling the attack from last week as Michael Cole welcomes us to Raw. He's joined by Corey Graves and David Otunga for some goddamn reason, who's absolutely awful, making this show even worse here tonight. But either way, Rollins circles the ring and takes his time. He has a chair in his hands, so it was guitar versus chair here tonight. I almost said guitar versus chair, which is ridiculous in and of itself. But either way, the chair went out. the guitar slipped from Elias's hands, and it was advantage Rollins before Jinder Mahal came out. Oh my God! And this became a 2-on-1 assault. Oh my God! And who comes out to the rescue other than Roman Reigns, the hero? And you know how I was saying this is a casual crowd? Well, it was a very, very casual crowd because it was 80% Reigns cheers here tonight and 20% boos. And then anything else that you saw on the show here tonight that wasn't Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns or Ronda Rousey, they were absolutely dead for. Dead for. My God, this crowd was awful here tonight. Houston, Texas, this was not the day for them. Either way, and oh my God, don't even get me started. Tomorrow, we're going to be in Corpus Christi, Texas for Smackdown Live. And let me tell you, it's called Corpus Christi, Texas. There's a lot of corpses in those crowds. Holy crap. Tomorrow, do not expect a good crowd for Smackdown Live. That is one of the worst crowds for WWE in general. They are terrible. They are terrible. Either way, this equalizer, Roman Reigns comes in and it becomes a 2-on-2. Rollins Reigns clear the ring, and out comes Kurt Angle and does his best Teddy Long impression, and he makes it a 2-on-2 tag team match. Oh my God. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins versus Elias and Jinder Mahal. I haven't seen something similar 2 weeks ago, except it was Elias taking the place of Kevin Owens. No, I'm supposed to forget that one. I'm supposed to forget that one because I'm a dumb idiot fan, or at least that's what WWE thinks. Not me. Not me. But either way, this tag team match happened. It was nothing special whatsoever at all. The heels actually stood tall here tonight, and I liked how they gave Elias the victory here because this actually gives them reason to have Elias vying for the Intercontinental Championship at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, but he didn't really need to pin the champion to get that done. That's my issue here. Why the hell do you have champions getting pinned? One of the great things about NXT is that the champion does not get pinned. You know the only time that the champion gets pinned? When he's losing the championship. Now isn't that a bright idea to make your championships actually mean something? Instead, NXT has these rare things, I don't know if the main roster has heard of them, called number one contender matches. That's an interesting concept right there. I've never heard of that. That's weird. That's a little bit weird. That's funky. But either way, Elias and Jinder Mahal did stand tall. It was the distraction of Sunil Singh that allowed Elias to take advantage here because Rollins, he tried to take out Sunil Singh. Sunil Singh jumped down. He took care of Elias and did a tope suicida to the outside onto Jinder Mahal, and he grabbed a chair trying to chase down the Singh brother, but instead he got away, I believe. Yeah, he did get away, and Elias hit this great-looking DDT on the steel chair that Seth Rollins had in hand, and he hits the drift away to beat the Intercontinental Champion here tonight. Good win for Elias, but overall you could have very easily had a number one contenders matchup here. Build up somebody from the mid-card for a couple of weeks and have them vie against Elias. And overall, Elias comes out on top. Is that so hard? Why not build up an Apollo Crews? Why not actually build the mid-card on Monday Night Raw? Apollo Crews and Elias. You have these guys competing back and forth for a couple weeks to determine who's going to vie for the Intercontinental Championship. You have Apollo Crews rack up a couple wins. Elias, clearly, he's been on a roll on Monday Night Raw. WWE has booked him very well. You book a number one contenders match, Elias wins, he's the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship. There's no reason the Intercontinental Champion needs to be getting pinned here tonight. Roman Reigns, he was taken out of the equation. He was sent over the barricade and he was out for like 5 goddamn minutes. Elias took like a year to hit Rollins with the drift away. Roman Reigns was nowhere to be seen. So when WWE wants to, Roman Reigns will take 30 finishers and still kick out. But here tonight on Monday Night Raw, he gets nonchalantly tossed over the barricade by Jinder Mahal, and he's nowhere to be seen. Yeah, that's realistic. I believe that one. Either way, we move on to James Harden, coincidentally enough, versus Kurt Hawkins. You've got to be kidding me with this one. The commentary team, they were so shocked that his name was James Harden. Oh my God, who cares? I think that's a basketball player. Yeah, he's from the Houston Rockets. So yes, he's a basketball player. I was right. I got it right. I knew it. Either way, it was him versus Kurt Hawkins, and this was Kurt Hawkins' 200th match. If he lost this matchup, he will have 200 losses in a row. So I guess this is actually something that I can invest myself in here. So with Kurt Hawkins, he's about to beat the jobber that is James Harden. And out comes Baron Corbin for some random ass goddamn reason, because you need to plug the guy in somewhere on Monday Night Raw. I mean, you brought him to the brand, might as well use him. So he comes out, hits James Harden with an end of days, and the match ends in disqualification. That is Kurt Hawkins' 200th loss. Who the hell cares? Not me, not you. Let's move on here. The next segment has to do with Baron Corbin himself, because he counts himself as the constable of Monday Night Raw. One of the most ridiculous things on the entire show here tonight. But excuse me, I almost forgot to mention, Kurt Hawkins, he said that everybody who, if he won his 200th match, everybody would get tacos here tonight. Well, guess what? Baron Corbin started doing after the match. All the tacos from catering, Titus Worldwide with those beautiful tacos. You already know the deal. But all those tacos from catering over there, he starts chucking them at Kurt Hawkins. Yes, this is entertainment on Monday Night Raw. How we've really hit a stride in the entertainment aspect on this show each and every single week. My lord. Holy shit. Either way, Baron Corbin declares himself the constable of Monday Night Raw. Here is this segment where he is confronting Kurt Angle about this situation.
What was that all about? That? I'll explain that later. There's something else I want to say to you. I see what's going on
Never
around
explained.
me. Week in, week out, I continue to get overshadowed and not given any opportunities. So I took it upon myself and I went to WWE headquarters and I spoke directly to Stephanie McMahon. And she wants me to give you this message. Due to several questionable judgments made recently on Raw by General Manager Kurt Angle, I'm going to establish a new checks and balances system. Therefore, I hereby appoint Baron Corbin as the new constable of Monday Night Raw. Constable? Consider him my personal representative to assist you in your overall duties. Sincerely, Stephanie McMahon.
So Baron Corbin has been made the constable of Monday Night Raw. You've got to be kidding me. Well, Stephanie McMahon, she wants to institute a system of checks and balances. Well, please, let's make this a democracy. Please, can we vote for the creative members of Monday Night Raw? I want to vote to fire every single member of the Monday Night Raw creative team and replace them with people who actually care and know what the hell they are doing with this product each and every single goddamn week. This is terrible. Holy shit. You mean to tell me that Baron Corbin has gone from being an intimidating figure who had a bright future in the WWE if you continue to book him seriously, to, after pretty much failing to cash in the Money in the Bank, becoming just one of the most useless mid-card acts in the entirety of the WWE. And now he's at the point on Monday Night Raw where he has become a constable alongside general manager, whatever the hell that means. He's become the constable of Monday Night Raw alongside general manager Kurt Angle. You have absolutely got to be kidding me with this ridiculous crap. Holy shit. We will explore. We will continue to explore Baron Corbin's new role as Constable of Monday Night Raw. Continuing on the review because he did make a couple more appearances, making rulings on Raw already. But either way, Nia Jax versus Natalya took place here tonight. Ronda Rousey was on commentary for this matchup. And this matchup was absolutely terrible. Nia Jax continued to display why she's absolutely terrible in the goddamn ring. Nia Jax is an awful worker. Holy shit, is she terrible in the ring. Nia Jax continues to just flop around. She was trying to take down Natalya, can't even hit a basic move like the clothesline. Why is this your women's champion? Why is this your women's champion? I mean, I have to emphasize that question because it just comes across as ridiculous that you have Sasha Banks on this roster, that you have Bayley on this roster, that you have Ruby Riott on this roster, all putting on great in-ring work each and every single week. You can throw Mickie James in there, Ember Moon, and you mean to tell me that Nia Jax is your women's champion? Oh my god, this shit is awful. Either way, after the match, Nia Jax wins, and it seems like Natalya has hurt her knee. So Nia Jax insists on asking if Natalya is okay. She's now showing sympathy towards Natalya. Are you okay, Natty? I just want to know if you're okay. Ronda Rousey comes down from commentary and she starts checking on her friends, which makes sense because they have been established as friends on Monday Night Raw. But Nia Jax just 1 week ago is talking about what an intimidating force she will be against Ronda Rousey, and she's going to hurt Ronda Rousey. She's going to use Ronda Rousey to further her legacy. And now Natalya is hurt and she wants to be sympathetic towards Natalya. What is this garbage? If anything, you should be happy that you hurt Natalya. This should be an example towards Ronda Rousey of what you can do, and you should be happy that you're causing Ronda Rousey harm here because you're physically getting in her head because you just hurt her friend in Natalya. That should be the way Nia Jax, the supposed heel in this situation, should be perceiving things, but instead, Nia Jax decides to show sympathy in this situation. There's no consistency, there's no thought in anything on this entire goddamn show, and this was just one of the most subliminal acts of idiocracy that you can possibly see on this entire show. What the hell was this? Nia Jax goes from heel to babyface once again this week. Where the hell did this come from? Where the hell did this come from? And don't even get me started about the fact that she's still coming out to the ring each and every single week with that hideous smile on her face. Nia Jax shouldn't be smiling. What is she smiling about? I don't get it. What the hell does she have to be smiling about? She's smiling to the crowd. She wants to come out of WrestleMania with this bullying shit. And she wants to inspire all these little girls and whatever the hell. But she's threatening to hurt Ronda Rousey. She's threatening to bully Ronda Rousey into submission at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. What the hell happened, Nia? So she wants to flip from babyface to heel. And now, apparently, once again, she's a babyface. I don't get it. I do not goddamn get it. And speaking of things that I don't get, the announcers announced that for the first time ever in WWE... In WWE, we will be getting Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens. What? So you mean to tell me Finn Balor won the NXT Championship from a cardboard cutout? Is that what you mean to tell me here? You have got to be kidding me with this show. Speaking of things, more things that I do not get, Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode is in an absolute ridiculous state, and I hear, and I love the Solid Monster, I really, really do. I love Jason Solomon and everything that he says, everything that he presents on his podcast is just absolutely fantastic. But one point where I disagree with him is Bobby Roode and the way he's been positioned as a babyface. There's no way that you can come on here and blame this partially on Roode. I mean, he has been given no opportunity to excel and flourish in this role as a babyface. He realistically has not done so. I mean, if WWE is scripting this guy week in and week out, he sounds absolutely terrible on the microphone. There's no doubt about that. With the over scripting, he's clearly not a natural babyface. And the fact that he has not been given an opportunity to flourish and excel as a heel, that's where you go wrong in this situation. That's where you need to understand the fact that if he hasn't been given an opportunity to do what he's clearly proven in the past that is his niche, then what are you doing here? And clearly, Monday Night Raw can benefit from having Bobby Roode as a goddamn babyface. And this matchup that he had with Braun Strowman here tonight, where he exceeded, where he excelled, was when he slid under the ladder and he said, "What are you going to do now? What are you going to do now, big guy?" And he stuck up the L on his forehead. That was absolutely hilarious. I enjoyed the hell out of that. But I mean, having Bobby Roode be this absolutely just white meat baby face is just not working. Nobody cares. The special aura that you get from hearing this guy's theme music play is no longer there. He's no longer glorious. He's a failure. He is a failure. And until you rub that essence off of him by actually allowing him to succeed, which WWE has failed to do, they've booked this guy absolutely terribly. He's taken loss after loss after loss. And now there are reports coming out that Vince McMahon has soured on him. Of course you're going to sour on him when you're giving him no opportunity, when you're giving him no room to breathe. This is absolutely god-awful. Bobby Roode is in a terrible state, and he's being presented as an absolute loser. Absolute loser. Either way, backstage with Renee Young, walks in for comments asking what his mindset is going into the first ever Money in the Bank match. Roode says he's ecstatic. Just 2 weeks away from this life-changing match, Roode says he thrives in the spotlight and is excited about climbing the ladder to make history. Roode says when he becomes champion, it will be absolutely glorious, which I hate the fact that he has to say absolutely before glorious. Now just say it's going to be glorious. What the hell? Each and every single time it's absolutely glorious. You want to throw it in here and there? Alright, but why does it have to be absolutely glorious? It can just be glorious. That's fine with me. But either way, Renee asked about what tonight's match with Braun Strowman means to him. Roode's tone changes and he says honestly he doesn't know. He's been in the business for 20 years and has never seen a man like Braun. Roode says he will use every trick he has and hopefully that's enough to beat Braun, but his goal tonight is to just survive. And I guess he did that here tonight. He still took the L, however. He set up a ladder at one point, slides under the ladder. Braun Strowman, this is the visual of this matchup. Braun Strowman puts both his hands together and smashes down the ladder. I don't know if they gimmicked the ladder or not, but it was an impressive visual. Because I don't think Braun Strowman, I mean, can he do that with his bare hands like that? That's a freaking crazy thought right there. It looks like a monster. Braun Strowman is starting to look like a monster again. I'll give you that. But as far as what's gone on with Bobby Roode, I don't know what to tell you. This guy's awful. Braun Strowman wins here tonight. Light work. After he takes out the ladder, chases Bobby Roode around. Roode straight up ran from Braun Strowman. I saw shades of heel Bobby Roode here, and I liked it. Except this guy's a failure. This is the failure version of Bobby Roode. This is the alternate reality where Bobby Roode sucks. And unfortunately, it's not an alternate reality. It's what we're witnessing right now each and every single week on Monday Night Raw. But either way, Braun Strowman wins this matchup here tonight. Power slam to Bobby Roode. Nothing at all of ingenuity here. This matchup was very scripted, down to the T. And you can clearly tell that whatever these guys had to do or whatever, they did it. And it was over. Who cares? We moved on here to Kevin Owens backstage watching what just happened. Charlie Caruso asked for his thoughts as he prepares to face Finn Balor tonight. For the first time ever, by the way. But Owens says Braun is big. Roode has a robe. And the sky is blue. Who cares? Owens doesn't care about any of the other Money in the Bank competitors. Owens goes on and says Balor is a perfect example of why the WWE Universe is clueless as they chant for him. He mocks Balor for his use of two sweet failures. Reminds Owens of that he interfered in Balor's match with Strowman last week, because he will win at Money in the Bank, and tonight he will remind Balor what he really is, nothing more than a made-up Irish myth. Owens walks off. So there you go with that. Back from the break, Ronda Rousey is in the trainer's room with Natalya as she ices her leg. Natalya gets off the table and is on crutches now. Nia Jax appears and, of course, apologizes. Once again, where the hell is the sympathy coming from? You're the heel! But she asks if Natalya will still be able to compete in Money in the Bank. Rousey asks if Jax thinks if she's done enough already. Jax says they were having a match and Rousey should know this isn't ballet. Jax says she is just as much of a friend to Natalya as Rousey is. Rousey says it would be best if Jax just left. Jax doesn't want to leave, and they have some words. Natalya cuts them off and says that she needs some time to herself. She leaves on crutches as Jax and Rousey exchange looks. Now this is clearly the start of Natalya being a factor in this feud. Natalya, I completely expect her to interfere at Money in the Bank. Either that, or the rumor is right now that this matchup between Nia and Ronda is going to end in seconds, and that Ronda's going to lock in the armbar right away and it's going to be over. But now the added emphasis that they're putting on Natalya even before the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, I think this is going to lead to Natalya turning on Ronda Rousey. So I don't know what the situation particularly enough is going to be here, but I mean, I think the feud should be Natalya versus Ronda Rousey. That is something that appeals to me. That is something that makes sense, and that is something safe. And I think Natalya can bring Ronda Rousey to a very, very good match. I don't want to see her win the championship yet. That rumor of the matchup ending in seconds is absolutely ridiculous. And I mean, quite frankly, I would like Natalya to interfere within seconds, because I don't want to see this matchup come to fruition. The green as hell Ronda Rousey versus, after years, the green as hell Nia Jax. That does not sound like a good situation to me whatsoever. Either way, we move on to this tag team battle royal. The team of the Deleter of Worlds, or as they're now calling themselves, or at least how Wyatt referred to it in this promo, the Woken Warriors, they cut a promo. It was actually a very good promo. Only thing that I really don't like here is the way they're finishing each other's sentences. I really don't like that. But either way, it was an entertaining promo. I think we should be seeing more of these guys, which is a very sad fact, considering that they're your tag team champions, but they're really not an emphasis on Monday Night Raw, and it doesn't make sense to me. But either way, this tag team battle royal happens, and as you can already assume, this was absolutely useless. I don't understand why you even had to have the team Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler in this goddamn matchup if this was going to be their fate. I really goddamn don't. The tag team battle royal, for some goddamn reason here tonight, this has never happened before in the history of WWE. Each and every single time that they have had a tag team battle royal, both members of the tag team have to be eliminated. But here tonight, I don't know, WWE was operating on some special garbage, right? And this is why there is no WWE rulebook, because they just decide to change the rules at their leisure. I mean, here tonight, one member of the tag team is eliminated, the whole tag team is eliminated. So here tonight, they kept providing emphasis on the fact that Dolph Ziggler, he's almost eliminated. And before you knew it, he actually was eliminated. And that meant that Drew McIntyre was eliminated as well. And you actually saw him looking around like, what the hell is this garbage? What the hell? I wish I can go down to NXT with this ridiculous booking decision. That was realistically the look on Drew McIntyre's face. They cleared the entire ring afterwards and they looked dominant. But the fact that your most dominant team, the team that I would actually like to see winning this battle royal, is actually the team being eliminated first, you've got to be kidding me in that attempt right there. And you've got to be kidding me with this out of the blue rule where both members of the tag team, or one member of the tag team has to be eliminated for both of the members of the tag team to be out. That's ridiculous. And if this was going to be their fate, why not just keep them out of the tag team battle royal to begin with? Why not just have them come out and destroy the entire battle royal and complain about how they were not put in this matchup because they are a tag team unit. And that's how you establish them as a tag team unit, which hasn't been something that's been officially stated. But either way, the Battle Royal will continue as is. Because the visual of seeing all these guys in there as either misused or miscast talent and utilized talent and a bunch of jobbers mixed in there, and then you see Drew McIntyre, who's a complete star, that's a terrible visual. Because it makes everybody else look terrible. And then you mean to tell me Drew McIntyre's out of there first. Awful. Awful. And it completely ruined this Battle Royal before it even got on its feet. Either way, the B team won. The B team won. And they didn't even make it an interesting finish. They had Rhino and Heath Slater be the two guys before them to go eliminated. Why wouldn't you do the Revival? Why wouldn't you do the Revival in that sense? But of course, WWE had the Revival be eliminated before that. You got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. The only actual tag team, the only guys in this matchup who are actually working smart and together, they get eliminated. You got to be kidding me with that one. We move on to this segment between Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn. I don't even want to comment on this. I really don't. Ho 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 ho. Sami Zayn here tonight made fun of Bobby Lashley's Instagram. 44 minutes into this Monday Night Raw review, and I don't think I have energy. I really don't think I have the energy to talk about this. Bobby Lashley comes out here and says Sami Zayn has been talking a lot about him lately, but where he comes from, they do things differently. Lashley calls Sami to the ring to come and say what he has to say to his face. The music hits and Lashley waits, but there's no sign of Sami. Sammy finally appears in the crowd and says there's no chance he's getting in the ring because the last time he was in there with Lashley injured his hand. Sami has the hand taped up and talks about how the injury has inconvenienced him this past week. Sami goes on about how he's a genius and how he never stops scouting his opponent. He used a little tool called Instagram to get a better idea of Lashley. He mocks Lashley for posting motivational quotes on Instagram and shows some of Lashley's recent posts. Sami says the simple people of Texas may fall for these quotes, but Sami, being an intellectual, he dug deeper and logged into one of his many anonymous Instagram accounts. Sami says he sent Lashley a direct message and he was sent back a copy and pasted response and a link to the VIP exclusive Bobby Lashley fan club where you can get a Bobby Lashley headband for $9.99 or a t-shirt for $39.99. But beware, because then this is coming from me. When that Bobby Lashley headband comes on, it can never come off ever again. Either way, Sami says Lashley is just trying to make a cash grab with fans, just trying to get over on them like he has Sami. Lashley asks a good question. Where is Sami going with all of this? And Bobby Lashley sounds like an absolute fool every time he picks up the microphone. It's so out of place. Either way, Lashley, throughout all of this, is still laughing. He still has a smile on his goddamn face for some goddamn reason. Lashley thought Sami, of all people, would face him in the ring. Sami says he doesn't talk face-to-face with liars. Lashley doesn't know if he should laugh with or at Sami or feel sorry for him. Sami has gone higher in the crowd now. Sami goes on about how everything to do with Lashley is a lie. Lashley finally gets upset when Sami questions if he was really in the army. Did he really serve his country, or is that just another lie? Fans chant USA now as Lashley stares down Sami from the ring, finally getting a serious face. So, Sami Zayn mocks your sisters, all this crap, and it takes until now for you to make a serious face, not even attack Sami. It takes until now for you to make a serious face. Are you goddamn kidding me? What is with all the jokes? What is with all the jokes? I mean, Bobby Lashley wants to ask Sami Zayn, where are you going? I want to ask Bobby Lashley, where are you going? What are you thinking about? What are you smiling about? This is absolutely ridiculous. Is this the level? Is this the level that we have gotten to? This is why I called this show a circus. This is why you can sum this show up as a circus. Because this is the level that we have gotten to with Monday Night Raw, where making fun of somebody's Instagram account passes as television? Who the hell looks at this and says, yeah, they're going to be entertained by this. The crowd is going to be entertained by this. Who the hell looks at this and says, yeah, this is the best job that we can do. We're doing a good job each and every single week. You have got to be joking with this garbage. Holy shit. And we move on to this garbage. Charlie Caruso is backstage with Jinder Mahal and Sunil Singh now, asking what is at the heart of his issues with Roman. Oh my god, and I just found out The Office is being taken off of Netflix. The Office is being taken off of Netflix. Oh my god, can you get any worse with this? Can you get any worse than this? This is oh god, life is great. Life is great, people. Live on the air, The Office is being taken off of Netflix. Oh my god. Let me just go jump off a bridge. And we have to talk about Roman Reigns and Jinder Mahal. Let me just end this Monday Night Raw review here. Let me just go kill myself. Holy shit. Either way, Jinder Mahal, and let's move on here. I've completely lost track of whatever the hell is going on. Jinder Mahal and Sunil Singh, they're asking what is at the heart of his issues with Roman Reigns. Jinder says Reigns is a jealous, bitter man. Jinder says Reigns senses his superiority and is threatened. Jinder goes on and says something is in the air. The winds are shifting and Reigns will soon find that the storm is coming. What? The storm is coming in a game of Fortnite? Or a Fort Lime, like The Miz would like to say over on Smackdown Live. Either way, Charlie Caruso sends us to Renee Young with Reigns, who asks for a response to what Jinder just said. Reigns says Jinder must have forgotten who he is and what's he done around here. What have you done, Reigns? Lose to Brock Lesnar? Take the unrightful place in the main event of Backlash? What have you done, Reigns? Really? Really now. Main event, WrestleMania, 3 goddamn times? And be handed opportunity after opportunity? What have you done, Reigns? Either way, Reigns says Jinder should go check his resume. Reigns knocks Jinder's resume and says he's done nothing around here lately. The camera cuts back to Jinder, then back to Reigns as they trade awful words, terrible promo, wooden dialogue. Reigns knows he's in the arena and tells him to stay put so he can come shut his mouth for him. The camera follows Reigns to the back as he looks for Jinder. Reigns drops Singh first and goes at it with Jinder. This was pretty much a bootleg version of the brawl they had a couple weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, and it was so goddamn short that if you blinked, you missed it. And honestly, I didn't even want to see it to begin with. Literally, Reigns threw Jinder Mahal into a garage door, and immediately referees were there to break it up. What happened to the actual pull-apart brawls in WWE? This is the best you can give me? You've got to be kidding me with this crap. We take it back to the announcers from there, and we move on to a 6-woman tag. This show is really shaping up to be one of the best Monday Night Raws I've ever seen, if I was a blind man. Either way, Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, Ember Moon versus the Riot Squad. 6-woman tag. How many of these have we seen? Either way, don't even ask me why Alexa Bliss was teaming with the babyfaces in Sasha Banks and Ember Moon. I mean, you could have easily plugged Bayley into that situation. But of course, WWE seems to be void of any logical booking decisions ever. So that did not happen here tonight. And Alexa Bliss, she pretended to have an injury here tonight. And Bayley came in, she magically tags herself in, and the referee, he just magically allows it to happen. She hits a Bayley to belly on Sarah Logan, and the match is won for the team of Ember Moon and Sasha Banks. Where that makes sense is beyond me. And I mean, I guess having Baron Corbin as the constable of Monday Night Raw has paid off, because he actually realized this, and Corbin asks Angle if he's going to stand for that, and Angle says it's none of his business. Corbin reminds Angle of his new role from Stephanie McMahon and says nowhere in the WWE rulebook, which doesn't exist clearly, since you had a tag team at a Battle Royal where the rules were completely altered, where we've seen tag team Battle Royals in the past and both members had to be eliminated. Here tonight, one member had to be eliminated for the whole team. So clearly there's no WWE rulebook, but they want to bring that up here, right? But it does state that the superstar can't insert themselves into a match. He suggests Angle go and inform the winners that they didn't really win or deal with Stephanie. So there's that. So we see Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Ember Moon backstage talking about the win, and Sasha Banks is actually happy with Bayley until Kurt Angle walks in and says, well, you didn't win the match. The Riot Squad wins by disqualification because Bayley came in. And then Sasha Banks just looks at her like, why the fuck did you have to do that, bitch? So before she was happy, now she's mad about Bayley. Bayley's clearly going to interfere and cost Sasha Money in the Bank. If that doesn't happen, that's a big mistake. I don't even know what the hell happened here. We go to the stage and Big Show's out with the athletes and representatives from the Special Olympics representing Texas. Show talks about the 2018 Special Olympics USA Games that takes place next month and introduces President and CEO Beth Knox. Show talks about how he's worked with the Special Olympics and how he's proud to stand with them. Show calls for the fans to stand and give it up for the 2018 Special Olympic Games and Team Texas. Show's music hits, but it is interrupted by Finn Balor's music as it is time for the main event. So I guess whatever, that happens. I didn't even know what was going on there. Wasn't paying too much attention, to be quite honest with you. But I was paying attention to Finn Balor and Kevin Owens. And this matchup proved to be an absolute waste of time. Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens, given for an absolutely meaningless reason here tonight on Monday Night Raw, literally to get the Money in the Bank competitors in the same matchup together. And this just was out of the blue, and clearly by the end of this, there was no reason for this to happen whatsoever. Instead, WWE just decided to give away a spot that you could have easily done at Money in the Bank to enhance the Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, if we actually see that spot at Money in the Bank of Finn Balor giving the coup de grace off the top, it's not going to feel as special. It's not going to feel nearly as special. It's going to be blatantly boring and stagnant instead. And who the hell wants to see that? Oh my god. So the matchup ended in DQ. It was a basic matchup, going nowhere really. And you really couldn't decide a winner to begin with. So instead, they decide to end it by DQ. Kevin Owens, he gets too physical in the corner, starts stomping him out, right? And we see this more aggressive side of Kevin Owens, or at least we think, because he gets on the ladder, teases hitting a frog splash off of the ladder, and instead he hesitates, which allows Balor to get back up, hit a series of moves, and hit a coup de grace off the ladder. So, in what fashion did this enhance the show at all? Oh wait, that's right, it didn't. It gave away a spot that you could have easily done at Money in the Bank to enhance that matchup, and came across as an absolutely useless waste of time match between Finn Balor and Kevin Owens, which is a matchup that we haven't seen on the main roster, and we haven't seen in quite some time since both these guys have been in NXT. So this should have been presented as something special, or something that should have had something on the line, and instead it was just given away, and it was blatantly useless here tonight on Monday Night Raw. So what did we get out of this? What did we get out of these 3 hours in general? Nothing. Garbage. Pathetic. Mediocre. Lazy. Monotonous. Careless. Garbage. That's what we got here tonight on Monday Night Raw. This show was terrible. Money in the Bank. I don't even know what the hell is going to happen at that pay-per-view. I really cannot predict at all what that pay-per-view is going to look like, because sure, you can have some decent matchups lined up, but you think about it and you look at the card up and down, and it's the booking decisions of WWE. It's the illogical loopholes that are going to catch you saying this show was terrible. And it was Monday Night Raws like here tonight that just have your hope, that have my hope for the WWE product in the toilet. That is your Monday Night Raw review for the date of June 4th, 2018. The summer months are not looking good as far as what we've seen here tonight goes for the WWE. First episode of Monday Night Raw in June, and you already feel failure in the air. For now, I just want to tell you guys to make sure to go check out all of the content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Raw reviews, Smackdown reviews, pay-per-view reviews, behind the mic, special content like what you saw this past weekend, all the time, right here on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Everything regarding the WWE. So make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, make sure to comment, because for now, this has been Joel Perez of Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. And for now, I am out of here. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. I will see you all next time right here on Ringside Wrestling.